Hello again. Thanks for stopping in. Zipping along here on Sunday just before the market opens. And we're going to take a look at the Australian dollar really quickly, just because somebody had brought it to my attention. And we've been paying attention to it anyway, but wanted to do a quick update on it nonetheless. Zipping through all the wonderful things this weekend. A little branding on the YouTube site, getting the laundry done, getting the grocery shopping done, getting the cleaning done, getting prepared for the week. Because if you don't have a healthy meal to eat, sitting in front of the computer for the next 5 days is going to be, you didn't want to be ordering pizza. You don't want to be ordering pizza, you want something nice and healthy, something green. So last week, Australian dollar was looking pretty spicy. It's looking pretty good. Up over 80, that's usually our bullish trigger. Positive outlook. Lifting the head up quite consistently for let's see, just broke the bearish mark here, or the positive outlook starts shifting into the other direction with the sentiment here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. What does that look like on a chart? What does the Australian look like? Australian dollar. Not quite the bullishness that we saw from the Euro FX just previously in the video that we did, but up over 80. So there it is again. WPR is low. Comms are getting bullish. Positive outlook. Holding more net long contracts than net short contracts. Not quite the pump that the euro is looking for, but is this looking a lot better now? So some weeks ago we said, probably in one of the reports, that we were waiting for the market sentiment. We liked that market sentiment was declining in combination and in conjunction with what we've got going on here. So then we enable our trailing stop here, our ATR range, and we're right up against it. So, we're gonna pop this. We're gonna pop this and come up and challenge some of the levels that it looked like it lost here. Let's just clear this drawing set out real quick. So there's our ATR range, right? Here's our ATR range. Let's just mark off the ATR range and then make it disappear so we can get a better look at this chart. You can even do a 5 and a 2.0 depending on, and if you like a 5-day time frame for the ATR, you can show that. Sometimes I double these up and I say, okay, has it broke one or the other yet? It's up pretty darn close to both the 5-day period and let's see, a 5-day period and a 9-day period. So average true range is something that was really interested in for a long time. I still use it. I use this as extra confirmation. Are we breaking out of this range? So here's this downtrend. Are we breaking out of that? I hope I didn't just delete that. Yeah, slow down, slow it down, slow it down. There's a lot to do today, but don't get overly excited here and miss some keen observations. Com's getting bullish both on 6-month index and 3-year index. When's the last time we had that? Not very much. And this seemed like enough, right? This seemed like enough interest to get the market moving a little bit here. And then they broke bearish when comms were holding a negative outlook. Net short contract underneath 20%, and what did the market do? It ran down a little bit. Well, now they're getting a little bit more optimistic with the Aussie as low as it is, way down here, way down here. So is that enough test for you? Or are we going to get a squeeze coming up in here and a little pop to the upside? where we have some trouble. So why mark off this pivot and not some of these other pivots? Well, we swung from this low to this high. So this looks rather important, right? Looks important to me. It looks important to the other traders too. Could not get up over this. And then here's that trend line coming down, descending highs coming down, and it pinched. We got a nice pinch right up in there. I'm sure if we put the CMA on here, the downtrend, the descending high downtrend line here is what people were most interested in, or most paying attention to. So we got that. So we've got this, we've got this floor here. Not a very good floor. Not a lot of touches down here. How strong is this? We don't know. How strong was this? How strong was this pivot? Pretty good, right? Boom, 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 boom. It turned out to be really good for the bulls here. What do we got? What are we unraveling here? Chaos is not dangerous until it begins to look orderly. Is this looking orderly enough for you yet? It's looking orderly enough for us. I wonder if the control button will allow me to draw a straight line. I don't know if anybody else has that problem with TOS, but when you use the trend line tool, you can't get it to go completely vertical or completely horizontal without screwing around with it. Can we do that with a control click? No. Is it Alt? No. Is it Shift? Did I just break it? Shift? Alt? I think that brings up the menu. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to do it. I'm not going to fiddle with it right now. There's got to be a way, right? Is this our support area? So if we are going to pop up over this, if this is getting as bullish, I mean, we're up in the oversold range right now, but that doesn't, I mean, we're just breaching that now. We can breach that and continue going, there could be plenty of leg left up in here to get a nice pop. So it is strong, but, be wary up here of, some selling before, maybe we bounce back up. I mean, and that's based on what we've seen before, but with following WPR, open interest is blazing right now. Blazing. Is this helpful? If they were bearish, this would be extremely helpful. If open interest was really high, but it's not. Market sentiment moving down. WPR is pretty strong. Open interest is high. Comms are bullish. Here is our ATR range right here. So we'd be looking for a break somewhere around that line. Is that a nice round number? I don't like those three numbers. I'm gonna stay away from that. Oh, fiddling. 0.67. There's your, is this pulling this up here a little bit? Break this range, come up, and what are the possible scenarios here? That we get a continuation up into this area, come back down, retest this trend line and take off. If it's really that bullish, or we just trade a little higher. what scenario is going to play out this week. We got a nice W pattern going here. A little bit, right? A little bit of some W action here. Or we're going to get some trap longs, and this is going to go the other way. Comms are bullish. I have a tendency to want to pay attention to what they're doing. So we've got this drawn up from the last chart too. We got the comparison tool here with the index. So what we said with the Euro FX is we're going to pay attention to what the dollar is going to do this week, because the Australian dollar hasn't really been nearly as affected or as correlated, I don't think, inversely correlated with the Australian dollar as it was with the Euro FX. Can we make a case here? I mean, it did come up a little. It did come up a little bit here. There is some separation between the strength of the U.S. index, U.S. dollar index, and the Australian, but they seem to both equally be doing bad back here. Yeah, not nearly as strong of a correlation, I would say. Some impact, but not a huge amount. So what's going on is the Australian and the lower time frames is that we're kind of in this range where the ceiling of this range. Could we be getting some build up for a pop higher? I mean, this looks really probable, right? This looks like it favors a breakout for the bulls much more than it does for the bears. And did we get some, quite consistently, some from the initial floor, the initial pivot? Do we trap some shorts down here, and then away it went? And the little sell-off again, and we're, the bottom of this range is consistently catching bears off guard here. I'm not really sure that you want to be shorting down here anyway. I'm not sure that you want to break out short here anyway, with as positive as the commercial interest is. This range is going to be something to watch, that's for sure, because we could be setting up for maybe 1 or 2 days up. Can we get a couple of days up in the Australian? That would be really nice. Oh, watch for a breakdown. Watch for a breakdown of this line. Again, watch the floor. There's your lows. We're finding support up in here. We're going to get some build up and then a break. And this was a long way to travel. This was a very nice bullish move on Friday. So, and that's not a huge amount of sell-off like we saw on the euro on close on Friday. Why can't I get this thing here? That is a nice bullish move, and they broke straight through that pivot high. Did we get a swing here? Oh no, I mean, got to take what the market gives us, right? So do we have a higher low, a lower low, and just barely a higher low here? That would have told us, yeah, we look like we're getting a nice swing here. So there's your descending highs, and they got taken out right here. But that was a nice bullish move. There was some intention there of blasting right through that. And we got that nice W pattern, right? Boom, 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 boom. That favors bulls. So the last, pattern that we're looking at here favors bulls, and have we gotten anything? This W favoring bulls again. We busted through that. Busted through these descending highs. Doesn't look like it wants to go down. This chart doesn't look like it wants to go down at all. I want to see some build up here, and I want to see a break. Maybe breakout trader up in here, though. Let's see how strong the impulse is. And again, we're gonna have to watch the the U.S. dollar. So potentially nice opportunity for a break on the Australian dollar, and we'll see market sentiment's a little high on the. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Come on down. Come on down a little bit. Right in the corner of that pattern. So ascending higher lows up against this ceiling test, and get some build up. Wait for market sentiment to get low, and go the other way. Sentiment's low, think rally. Sentiment is low, think rally. Nice pivot, and there it went. So that's all I got to say about the Australian dollar. So keep an eye on this, especially with the market the way that it is. Could be setting up nicely. I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade. Discord channel is listed in the description, so if you want to join us, if you're not a Discord user, you can always just copy the URL for the Discord link. Go to discord.com and join the server. Most of the content that we have that is available, passersby can come in and view. A couple of trade channels that are open. If you want to have a discussion, if you want to stick around, send me a direct message, and let's talk about the charts. So hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade, and we'll see you on the next video.